Hello everyone, Debs here. It's Saturday evening. I actually got dressed for the first time in a couple days. I mean, I was wearing a house dress. I was dressed. But and today's Nathan's birthday party, and I'm not going. I've been fighting a feeling. I guess what I'm trying to talk about today is fear and phobia and anxiety and how I'm dealing with it, because those are the three things for the last few days, up to about a week, that I'm feeling all those emotions. And I'll tell you why. Most people that know me well know about my phobia and my biggest fear. And that happens to be having bloody noses. I have had bloody noses since I'm a little tiny girl, really. Phobia kind of came in sometime in my early life. I remember one incident in particular that I was driving in the back seat with my sister. We were going to Disneyland in Los Angeles. I think I might have been maybe 7 or 8 years old, up to 10. I'm not sure exactly. Could be 9 or 10. On the way to Disneyland, I had a very stuffed up nose, and my mother kept saying, "I want you to blow your nose." And I just knew intuitively as a kid not to do it. But she made me blow my nose. She said, "Blow your nose." And I blew my nose, and it started to bleed. And it wouldn't stop. And they get to Disneyland, and I'm in the infirmary. And I stay in the infirmary with my bloody nose, and my parents and my sister go through Disneyland. Part of the phobia, I think, started then, because I never blow my nose. Even when I wish I could. So, that's a memory that I had. I remember at the end of that day, before the park closed, my parents came back, and my nosebleed had stopped, and we kind of ran through Fantasyland and got on Flying Dumbo, and I just didn't do anything else. So, it starts a long time ago. I've had so many different bloody noses. Some really bad, some not bad. Thank God that lately, the last two were really quick to stop, which is the bottom line, most important. I remember when my husband died, Kathy and Mark were over, and I was hysterical crying. It's the last time that I really broke down and cried my eyes out, because in the middle of my eyes and my bursting in tears, my nose started to bleed. And it was a bad one. It does stop. And I've been to many doctors. I've been to ear, nose, and throat specialists since I was a kid. The last ear, nose, and throat doctor I went to was in the Clearwater, Florida area. And it was after having a bloody nose. I used to just go immediately and try to get my nose cauterized. Because when your nose is cauterized, as long as it heals, you won't have a bloody nose for a long time, because the vein's been burned or cauterized. But eventually, it wears. It's a thin vein, I guess. So after that, which was when my husband died, during my mourning, like the first week of his death, I've never cried like that again. I'm so afraid to really, really bawl, to really feel feelings and cry. I tear up, and I stop myself from crying out loud or boo-hooing. I just stop myself. When I have a bloody nose, whether it's a small one or a big one, I panic. I want someone with me, and usually there's someone with me, or I call someone. Kathy came over the other day. I also am alone sometimes. I want ice to put on my neck or my bridge of my nose. I want something to calm me down, which I have pills just for that. And I'm just freaked out, honestly. And when you have a bloody nose, after it clots and stops bleeding, this is disgusting, but it's true. The clot has to either be swallowed or it comes out of your throat. I spit it up, and it's gross. Sometimes a couple times. But I know that once the clot comes out, it's pretty much stopped. Then I use saline solution in between because it's very dry here. The doctor told me if your nose is starting to bleed, you can use some Afrin. That'll shrink the blood vessels. I do that too. I also have, from the same ear, nose, and throat doctor, he got me this mepiosin ointment so that I just kind of keep it lubed and soft. My blood pressure was up at the doctor's office, and maybe that's what caused it. So this is what's going on right now, and that's why I didn't go on Friday night. I was not up for it. I've been laying low. This is the first time I've actually done my hair and put a little bit of makeup on. Only because on Saturday night I have a friends that gather on Zoom, and I just looked horrible over the last couple days because, so I look better than I feel. Monday I go to the doctor. I don't know if I go to the doctor, but I hopefully hear good news that my legs aren't blocked and that I have to go get a stent or go to a cardiologist. That's what I'm praying for. So pray for me that it all comes out negative and that I can live without any surgeries, because I'm so fearful. I've never spent an overnight at a hospital. Thank God. I'm scared of the medical. My mother and father were both on blood thinners, and they both died of a stroke, which meant they bled out. So, you take blood thinners to guard against strokes and heart attacks, but it can also lead to death because your blood doesn't quite, you bleed. I'm really a little feared right now. So bear with me, say a prayer if you believe in it, or send me good vibes. I will be okay, I know, after the weekend, and I talk to the doctor, and we'll go from there, and I'll keep you guys informed. But that's what's going on. The fear, my phobia, anxieties all kind of rolled together, and I am trying to be the best person I can be and think positive. And that's what I need y'all to do for me.